everyone, Husky Ninja here. First, I am sorry if you can hear like building work going on or my fan, but it's quite a warm day today. So, I'm sorry for those noises. But today I thought I'd go over, since here in the UK we're at the end of spring, start of summer, I'd go over some hot weather tips for Egl fashion. And if you're new here on my channel, hello, I am Husky Ninja. I am an Egl fashion wearer. I also make White Shores card game content. I'm also a cosplayer and a photographer based in the UK. So without further ado, let's start. And first thing I'm going to do, which is essential for anyone in this hot weather, is a USB powered fan. This one I have is my Melody one that I got at a MegaCon Manchester convention in the UK. And it is USB charged and has a little button. So when I'm really hot, I can just easily cool myself down when I'm out, and it fits nicely in a small bag. So that is a definite must if you're in Egl fashion or not. You can also get USB fans that are freestanding, where you can like tilt the top. Some are cute and some look like retro metal fans. So it's down to personal preference, what kind you'd like. But definitely lean more towards the rechargeable kind rather than the kind where you would need a power bank. And next up, I have 3 blouses to cover for hot weather. One being the one I am wearing. It is a princess sleeve blouse with a very low collar, where that's as much of a collar you have. It is 2 layered but really thin. And if memory serves me right, it is by Sakura that I got via 42 Lolita. I will put a link down below to it for those of you who want a nice summery princess blouse. That's great for spring into summer, but you can also wear it year round if you easily overheat. And it has really nice rose and cross detailing, and is nicely elasticated as well. If your arm is much bigger than mine, I probably see you have like my arm ends there, so you probably have like that much extra space, which is good for if you do swell because of heat, whether because of heat or medical conditions. It's easy to wear, and it's also easy when you first button up, because the buttons are round pearls. It can be stiff to first time you wear it, but afterwards it's relatively easy and simple to get on and off. The next kind I have is a cropped blouse. These are good for in summer, and if you don't mind like showing your arm a little bit, having this really flowy large sleeve is really good, because it just gives you a little bit of arm coverage for when it's sunny. And it's a lightweight material, so it's like if there's a breeze, it catches it. It's not too tight. But if you're of a larger bust size or larger chest, it can roll up. There isn't really a collar to these ones, but they're just something like quick and easy to wear when it's like really, really hot, to wear underneath JSKs. And they are very, very sheer, as you can see, but you can actually see my bow ring through it. So if you wear one of these, make sure you wear this or a blouse like this one. Make sure you're wearing either a flesh colored undergarment or something that is white or matches the color of the blouse, because you will see the straps. But it's a definite good thing to have in your wardrobe for hot weather. The next blouse I have, which isn't fully buttoned up on the hanger, but if you don't want to go for cropped or something sheer, lean more towards like natural materials, like this bodyline blouse, which has cute rabbit ears on the blouse collar on the back. This is good for hot weather as it is a natural cotton. So think of like us in the UK where we have school uniform cotton. It's that, but it's a lot lighter, more breathable, perfect for spring and summer. The buttons are, when I find them, are round, or like little mushroom cap buttons. But I have added on myself a popper right here. So if I want the collar fully up more, I can. If I don't, I have that option. Plus, if I don't want to button it up fully on the hanger. And you do have a button on the sleeves. But if you get yourself a bodyline blouse, they are easy to alter. If you find it a little bit tight, as I have on this, a whole side panel is from a men's shirt, which I made to make this a bit bigger and a bit looser around the middle, so it's even more breathable for me there for when I wear it on hot days. So those are some well, that's the top I've covered. And also for wrist cuffs, instead of going for like full fabric wrist cuffs, lean more towards lace ones. I know people say like they can look bad, but when it's really hot, you don't want a lot of material here on your wrist, as if you cover that too much, you will overheat more. And it just makes it easier as well to just like slip it off, pop some cold water on or your sunscreen, and quickly pop it back on. Plus, you can go like that for when you need to wash your hands. And it is a lot quicker to dry these than the more solid material kind, so look into lace wrist cuffs. My other tip of advice is, instead of wearing a petticoat when it's hot for like spring and summer, when it's really hot, invest in, and I got to lean forward for this, invest in a hoop skirt, or how some people call it, a crinoline. I got mine via Devil Inspired a few years ago. It is 3 hoops, and each one is adjustable on its own. You do have a drawstring on the front, and I will step back because I do have it on the max sizing, but that's as much as the waist will go. So about like my shoulder's width. But this is it at its full maxed hoop skirt size. But there are also drawstrings underneath for if you wear shorter dresses or longer ones. You can use it for all of them and adjust them to whatever size skirt your dress or skirt requires. My last bit of advice, well, another bit of advice before my last bit of advice, is go for dresses that are lightweight, very breathable, or more natural fibered, like cotton, and try and avoid dark prints. As I know there are people who love wearing chocolate cords when it's really hot out, and people who wear gothic Lolita and a lot more classic with its more darker muted tones. When it's hot like this, try and stay more towards like the lighter colors, a lot lighter materials. Like this haenuli Romantic Hydrangea dress is very light and breathable for this time of year and for this weather. I also have a bodyline JSK, which is a pastel pink and very light and breathable. But I also recommend as well, I'm sorry my window is shining light on my face. But I also recommend getting a parasol or an umbrella that has UVA, UVB protection. Because when you're out and about, where there's not a lot of cloud cover or even a lot of shade, it's good to have, as it gives you your own personal amount of shade to keep yourself protected. But also, don't forget sunscreen. And my last bit of advice is don't wear like too big of a headpiece. Like today, I'm just wearing a subtle lace head bow, which has bells. But also try to avoid wearing wigs in this heat if they're really like thick ones, or ones that are like really long, or if you're not used to wearing wigs in hot weather. I recommend going with just like your natural hair for when it's really hot out, just so you don't overheat, as this point here of your head, right here, that bit naturally gets overly warm. So avoid really large, let's move my camera, there we go. Just try to avoid oversized headpieces that cover a lot of your head, and avoid thick wigs. If you want to wear hats, go with boat or straw hats. It's a natural material and air naturally passes through it, so it does give some shade, looks cute with cords, but also will give you some protection without you overheating. And my ultimate last piece of advice is not to go for 100 denier tights. You need to wear OTKs that are light material or of a natural material. Either one of those two options are great when it's really, really hot out, and you don't want to end up with having, at the end of the day, having to peel your tights off because of hot weather. And don't wear too many accessories either, because otherwise you have too many on when you have to apply sunscreen and you just get yourself overly heated. But those are my tips for surviving hot weather with EGL fashion. You can also use these tips every day, or also if you're a cosplayer, you can use them as some of them as well. But that is all for today. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel down below. And while you're at it, check out this link here to see some of my videos that I mostly make here on my channel. And don't forget to click here as well to see the rest of my EGL fashion playlist either. So until next time, bye everyone!